Hey, if you're thinking about quitting your job, stay tuned. My name is Kaisha Williams. I am the the founder of Wealthy Women Elites Consulting, and I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story, a little about where I come from, how I got started in this business, and all that. I'm gonna make this live pretty quick because I got shit to do, and I'm hungry. I haven't ate today. All right. So, first things first, thanks for joining into this live. For those of you who are hopping in and out, and for other replay viewers, thank you all for tuning in and watching as well. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about what happened recently. Those of you who've been following my journey know that I was a full-time entrepreneur for a little bit, and then had to go back to work for a little bit, and then recently fired my boss and became a full-time entrepreneur once again. Now, I've been doing consulting for about almost 2 years now. In June, coming up in like 3 months. Oh my gosh, it's happening. And I just want to give you a backstory about how I really got started, how I got into consulting and all that jazz, right? So first thing first, I am a mother of 3 beautiful babies, a 13-year-old, should be 14 next month, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Hey, Felicia. Thanks for joining. Those kids of mine, they are my heart, my pride, and my joy. And first thing is, so I was basically a statistic growing up. I was a teen mom. I got pregnant with my oldest daughter when I was in high school. I was a senior, and I had to deal with watching all of my friends walk across the stage as I sat in the audience, basically. And it hurt my whole heart, y'all. It hurt my heart. But I knew that I had to make it happen regardless. I held my daughter because she was then a month. She was born in May. Graduation was in June. And I had her, holding her in the audience, watching my friends, my best friends, and everybody I just was cool with walk across the stage. But I knew I wasn't going to give up. So that summer, I actually went, finished, got my diploma, my high school diploma, and got a full scholarship to college that summer. Hey, Sherry, thanks for joining. And so anyway, I knew at that point that my circumstances didn't determine what I would be. Like, it wouldn't determine my outcome, So at that very moment, I just strived for more. Hey, Sherry, thanks for joining. I strive for more ever since that. So I went to college on my full degree, a private college here in Minnesota, and I ended up getting pregnant again, my second child, right? Y'all like, damn, this girl can't keep her legs closed, like these babies popping out back to back. But things happen. I was with their father since I was 15 years old. So, we just thought we was grown and just did grown up things, and the outcome was 3 babies. So anyway, I went through that. My 2 years after, I had another baby, of course. They're all 2 years apart. Hi, Irina. Thanks for joining. And I end up dropping out of college. Hey, Sue. Dropping out of college and going to work full time. Now, while I was working, I needed more income. Bills was crazy. I took off. Hey, nephew. Okay. They're not here. Go upstairs, okay, with mom. My nephews and nieces just came in the house. Hey, Fanita. So where was I? Are you going to say hi?
Yeah.
They want to say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so hey. So I had the 3 kids. I needed to have extra income because the bills is crazy, right? And I decided to open up a boutique, an online store, an e-commerce. I knew nothing about it, but I knew I needed some money. So I opened up my e-commerce. I literally went on YouTube, y'all, looked up how to build a website and how to get everything, all the store products, how to market myself, everything off like YouTube is bae. You hear me? So I went on there, and it took me about 2 months to build the site. But once it was up, I was just so proud because it's like, I did it. That was my little hustle. And my idea behind it was, I'm young. I have friends who go out every single weekend. Like, it's not going to be a problem for me to sell these clothes, right? wrong. Like, I wasn't selling nothing. It was not popping at all. The clothes that I were buying, the club wear, were things that I thought were cute, but I didn't do the research to look at what other people may like, what may appeal to other people, you know? So just because I like to be a little naked, may show a little skin, don't mean everybody else want to show the same amounts of skin, you know? So I had to do some market research and figure out how I can actually succeed at that. So I did that for about 7 months. It grew really big and I didn't know what to do when my orders came in, and I was like overwhelmed and stressed. So I ended up closing that shop and going back to work. I know, right? Who the fuck does that? I was young. I was like 24. I needed some quick money, y'all. I didn't know nothing about all of that. Hi, Shaifa. I don't know anything about that. So I went back to work, and my middle daughter, she has a condition called hemoglobin SC. It's like a mild sickle cell. So we would sometimes have to go to the hospital when she had what's called a crisis. And what the crisis is that, if you know about sickle cell, it's when the cells will sometimes make a crescent form and they'll get stuck. And they usually get stuck in like her joints, and it causes her a lot of pain. So once, this was about, I want to say 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, she had a crisis, and it was around her birthday, and we ended up having to go into the hospital. So we go to the hospital. It was January 27th, and she had all these x-rays. She was having a crisis. On top of her crisis, she had pneumonia too. So she was really not feeling well. The day of her birthday, she ended up having to have a blood transfusion. It was her first blood transfusion, and it was her last, thank God. But it was really a hard time for all of us. It was a really hard time. We didn't know nothing about anything. We didn't know. We just wanted her to feel better, but we didn't know anything. It was very stressful, okay? I missed a lot of work. My PTO ran out. Hey, Faith. My PTO ran out, and because my PTO was gone, I couldn't collect a paycheck. Because I couldn't collect a paycheck, I became behind on bills. Because I became behind on bills, me and my kids ended up getting evicted. We didn't have a place to go. I sold my car. We kind of just bounced around for a little while, and people, first of all, my dad approached me, asked me to help him with his food truck. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know how to, it's easy. I can figure it out, I ain't know nothing about it, but I was going to figure it out. So I helped him to figure out how to get his license, how to deconstruct, how to find, vendors, everything. And his food truck opened, and it was amazing. And then someone else approached me and wanted me to help them with a cleaning service. So same thing. I'm like, okay, cool, I can do it. I get it popping. Y'all. Now I'm thinking, okay, I got something going on. Now I know, like, something is it, right? Okay, cool. So I start getting asked by multiple people how to start their businesses. And I'm like, I can do this little part-time, help people here and there. And it started bringing me like little bits and pieces of income. Now, right away, I wasn't making any money. It took me a good year, for real, before I got on Instagram and Facebook, created my pages, before I started making any money online. But in person, I'm like, okay, I got this. Like, this is easy. I can figure it out. I have the hustler spirit, And I'm thinking that's all that really takes to build a business, which it definitely starts there, but it does not finish there. Like, you have to be able to go ahead and educate yourself. You're never done learning. Books are everything. Live events are everything. Meeting mentors are everything. Being around like-minded people. Listen, if your friends talk about BS all the time, that's what you consume, that's all you're going to have around you. So being able to want more for yourself and then go after that, honey, I swear that damn near saved everything about me. I knew I wanted more for myself. So I ended up, like I said, was going back to work. I got a little part-time job somewhere, and I was helping people build businesses on the side. Now, with that bit of income, I'm thinking, okay, if I'm doing this part-time, imagine what I can do, like going full-time, right? So I end up putting my 2 weeks notice in, and I moved to Texas because I always wanted to go. So I moved to Texas for a few months, and it was amazing. I met so many dope people. Like, to this day, I have all these connections with people who are entrepreneurs, small business owners, who allowed me to be literally a fly on the wall. Hey, Brenda, literally allowed me to be a fly on the wall to just observe and learn from their businesses. But I had a lot of crazy things happen too. So I ended up coming back to Minnesota and getting another job because what I was making in my business wasn't sufficient. It just wasn't enough. Like, I love coaching, I love helping women transition, but it just wasn't enough for me to live off of to feed myself and my kids. Hey, Shanina, it wasn't enough. So I went back to work, and then I told you all about it. I got on here. I was like, listen, I got to go back to work, y'all. I was a full-time entrepreneur. I really loved it, but it wasn't sustainable. So with me going back to work, I knew I was going for a limited amount of time. I was very determined. So when I went, my first check, I'm like, damn, this look good. Like, I can kind of get used to this. This check looking kind of nice over here. But I hated everybody at my job. I hated everybody at work. Like, I couldn't stand nobody. Like, well, not nobody. I had a couple friends. Y'all know who y'all are. I love y'all. But everybody else, I couldn't stand my boss. I couldn't stand one of my coworkers. I work with her probably 3 times out the week. I couldn't stand her. Like, I just couldn't. And because of that, it made me realize that these checks look good, but don't get comfortable. Like, this ain't your purpose. This ain't what you want. None of that. And if y'all follow me closely, y'all know that I am like, hey, Liza, y'all know I'm crazy about like angel numbers. I'm crazy about like knowing my ordered steps and following them. I am crazy about listening to my ancestors, following the divine, all of that. So I did just that. Whenever I see an angel number, 777, 8889, and I will post it because I'm crazy about that. I see it on license plates. I just knew that I was doing what I was supposed to do. I just knew what I was doing was the right thing to do. So I got to the point where I really hated going to work, and I had to figure out a way in order for me to transition. Hey, Brittany. So I did some more research. I hired a coach. My second coach, and she helped me figure out some things, how to get my email list up from where it was. 'Cause I think I was I want to say I was probably I had like maybe 15, 20 people on my email list when I don't know, maybe. Hey, LaVey. And then she helped me get, over maybe close to 200. Currently maybe a little over 200 now. And she helped me just, building that confidence was a big thing that I had lacked at the time. She helped me build all of that confidence and things like that. After that program ended, I ended up hiring another coach, and that helped me put a lot of more systems in place. So with the systems I was able to create, it helped me to transition out of my 9 to 5. And I thought, damn, I gotta tell everybody about this. Like, I have to tell her, I can't, like, this is what I do. Hey, Aaliyah, I want to help every woman who ever had a struggle to help them transition. Whoever's been in a place where, they were forced to choose between their job and their child, to not have to deal with that. If you have ever been in a place in your life to where, your PTO was limited and you didn't get paid, or you were forced to move out because the income to rent ratio wasn't right, this is who I'm doing it for. There's so often we just feel incapable, we don't believe in ourselves, and people around us don't believe in us, so we just stop, or we don't even start. And that's just not the answer. So knowing who I am, knowing my story, knowing who I've served in the past, it just made sense for me to go ahead and be like, you know what? My name is Kaisha Williams and I'm an elite business strategist. It just fit. It made so much sense. So after 3 short months of working full-time, going back to work after being a full-time entrepreneur, I was able to transition out of that position to being back a full-time business coach. And honey, it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm just so happy. Like, I feel so proud to just actually have done it not once, but twice. And the second time, to do it the right goddamn way, okay? The right way. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the systems in place in order to transition, because we're busy. You know, we're moms, we're wives, we're sisters, we're daughters. We have other responsibilities other than ourselves. So being, hey Jasmine, hey Danielle, so being able to really have a system in place to say, hey, this is where I need help, this is where I'm slacking, and having it all automated. What else is there to say? There's no excuses. There's no excuses after that. Like, not even a little bit. Hey, Courtney. But if any of you on here just want to talk about, you know, how to transition out of your 9-to-5 or any of that, definitely, you know, there's a link in the description of this live. Click it and book a call with me. I would love to talk to you about everything. You know, I'd love to talk to you about how to transition and how to move past those fears and how to gain that confidence and how to have support when your family doesn't support you, or when you are just afraid to move forward because you lack that self-confidence. All right. I told you I'm going to make this quick. Hey, Desiree, I'm going to hop off now. And I really appreciate you all for coming on and just joining me for these few little minutes. I really do. I feel like you all support me in such a huge way, and I really appreciate it. So on that note, I'm going to leave now. Peace and love.